I'd like to call the village board meeting to order for Tuesday, February 25th. Roll call, please.
Trustee Allison Williams.
Here.
Trustee Zerbal.
Here.
Trustee Mark Williams.
Here.
Trustee Melchesky.
Here.
President Kardasky.
Here.
Trustees Paul and Bukowski are excused this evening.
Please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And please remember the men and women throughout the world in uniform. Okay, I have no changes to the agenda. I need a motion.
Move to approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Number 5, oath of office for Director of Public Safety, Brian Ewell. It's a great day. Chief Ewell comes to us from Oregon, Wisconsin. His wife is here, and their son and their 2 daughters are on video, and it's a great day. So,
Chief? Sir, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Brian A. Ewell, having been appointed to the office of Director of Public Safety,
Having been appointed to the office of Director of Public Safety,
but have not yet entered
but have not yet entered
upon the duties thereof,
upon the duties thereof,
swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
and will faithfully discharge
and will faithfully discharge
the duties of said office to the best of my ability.
the duties of said office to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Chief.
Before we turn the microphone over to you, we'll have your wife Tammy pin on your badge.
don't stab him.
We want to welcome you and your entire family.
This is another one of those where I didn't think I had to speak. No, look, I'm very excited to be here. This is a tremendous opportunity. There are a lot of great people in this community and in this department. I'm excited to learn all the operations of the department, to get to know each and every one of the people that work there, and be a part of this great community. So very excited about it. Thank you all for your support. Appreciate you coming out. Looking forward to working with all of you, getting to know you, and being a part of this fantastic community. So thank you.
Thank you, Brian, and welcome Brian and family to Ashwaubenon. Great to have you here. Okay. I need a motion on the open and closed minutes from January 28th. First of all, the regular meeting, January 28th.
Move to approve.
Second. Motion and a second to approve those minutes. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. 6B, Village Board Special Meeting, February 11, 2020. Move to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve those minutes. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Comments from the public must be limited to items not on the agenda, must state name and address, limited to 5 minutes. The board's role is to listen and not discuss the item. Personnel issues cannot be discussed nor individuals named, and the board is not able to take action at this meeting. Is there anybody who would like to address comments from the public? Anybody who has comments from the public? Okay, moving on. Written communications and/or announcements, I have none.
None received by the Office of the Clerk Treasurer.
Okay, number 9, action on the consent agenda. 9A, action on operators' licenses. B, action on election inspector appointments for the 2020-2021 election cycle. C is the investment report. D is budgeted expenditures, and E is department reports.
Move to approve the consent agenda.
Second?
Motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. 10A, public hearing regarding ordinance number 02-2-20, rezoning parcels VA-163-1 and VA-160-4, 1 from B3 community business to I1 light industry. Anybody want to speak for or against in this public hearing?
Mary, do we want just an explanation of what these properties are first?
Sure. Do we do that now, Aaron, or did you want to do that when we do the action items?
It's completely up to the board, however you would like to proceed.
Okay. Do it now.
Okay. The requested rezoning and the subject of the public hearing is for a rezoning of the properties along the Ashland Avenue frontage road and Industry Court, formerly the bowling alley, I guess way back when. It was currently owned by Broadway Automotive, recently purchased the property from a previous owner. They intend to rezone the property for purposes of having a collision center, as well as moving some office uses, front and back office uses to the property as well. In order to have a collision center on the property, it's currently zoned B3. The collision center does require the rezoning to I1 light industry.
Okay. Anybody like to speak for or against in this public hearing? Anybody like to speak for or against?
Move to close the hearing.
Second. Motion and a second to close the public hearing. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. 10B, public hearing regarding ordinance 02-1-20, floodplain zoning map amendment for parcels VA-L197, VA-L202, VA-L197-2, VA-L197-4, VA-L197-5, and VA-L197-3. Aaron.
The requested floodplain zoning map amendment is to reflect changes to the floodplain as based upon current best available information. Some fill that occurred within the past, distant past actually, that was not reflected on the current floodplain map. Surveyor group from Mountain Associates went out there, shot elevations, and submitted the information to FEMA and the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources to basically correct the floodplain and flood way to what should be there, what actually is the actual elevations and actual floodway and flood fringe. This action was actually before the board about a little over a year ago. Since that time, there were some technical changes that FEMA required to the floodplain, the process. So those changes are now reflected in the revised floodplain zoning map request as well.
Okay. Is there anybody who would like to speak for or against this in the public hearing?
You said they were the numbers, VA numbers or whatever you said? I don't know what ours is. Was there a map?
Sir, could you come up and state your name and address, please, and we can have it on the record?
My name is Mike Barkey, 3780 Sand Acres Drive.
Okay.
Okay.
So here's the map of the requested area. This is Sand Acres. This is Grant. This is the former Ambrosius property here.
Right.
This is the golf course shed.
Okay. Springfield, right there.
Okay, so your property is actually now out of the floodplain.
It's now out.
Out,
Oh,
correct.
And I got nothing to say. I see the map, and it had a little corner of my lot in it,
Yeah.
and I'm good. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Okay, is there anybody who would like to speak for or against this in the public hearing? For or against this?
Move to close the hearing.
Second. Motion and a second to close the public hearing. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, 11A, action regarding ordinance 02-2-20, rezoning parcels VA-163-1 and VA-160-4-1 from B3 Community Business to L1 Light Industry. This is the property that Aaron described before that we just had the public hearing on.
Is the proposal to tear that other building down, or don't we know that yet?
I don't know. I do know, Mr. Keene is here in the audience. If you would like to ask him a question, we can open the floor.
Yeah, you can come on.
Hi.
Howdy.
Hi, Michael.
So are we taking that other building down?
We need your name and,
and-
oh, excuse me,
Go ahead.
Art. we
Michael
need-
Keane, owner, Broadway Automotive.
Thank you.
So there's 108,000 or 103,000 square feet of building there, and we anticipate in renovating all 803,000 square feet, in addition to adding another 14,000 square feet. So the collision center will be approximately 70 to 75,000 square feet, with the remainder upstairs being our corporate office, a business development center, our general office, our buyers and warranty administration. Then, so that's our plans for that property.
Okay. Any other questions for Mr. Keene?
Is there a motion?
Not yet.
I'll make a motion to approve the ordinance 02-2-20 rezoning parcels, if I can breathe, VA 163-1, VA 160-4-1 from B3 Community Business to L1 Light Industry.
That's actually I-1 Light Industry.
Oh.
So I'll clarify that.
Okay, we have a motion.
Second?
We have a motion and a,
Madam President, I'm going to abstain from this.
okay, we have a motion and a second on this item. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And we have one abstention. Okay, pass, thank you, Michael. 11B, action regarding ordinance number 02-1-20, floodplain zoning map amendment for parcels VA-L197, VA-L202, VA-L197-2, VA-L197-4, VA-L197-5, and VA-L197-3. This again was what Aaron talked about with the amendment to the floodplain map.
I'll make a motion that we approve the revised floodplain zoning map amendment ordinance 02-1-20. Do I need to go through all the
No.
parcels? Okay.
Second. We have a motion and a second to approve ordinance 02-1-20. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Bless you.
Aye.
Okay, 11C, approval of 2020 street tree pruning contract bid.
I'll turn this over to our village forester, and he can explain what's going to happen here.
Bids were recently opened for the 2020 street tree pruning projects, and we got 2 bidders this year. The project areas are going to be Management's Area 7 and Management Area 9, with some additional work being done in the Dutchman Creek Conservancy area between Glen Road and, Glen Road and Buffalo. Basically, those are a drainage area that has trees that were planted in there that need some maintenance. An area that has received some attention from residents, so we're trying to get in there and do some work that needs to be done. The budget for this was $65,000. The low bidder was Selner Tree and Shrub Care, a contractor that's worked for us for several years, has done an excellent job. Their amount was $61,980.
I'll make a motion that we approve the bid from Sellner Tree and Shrub Care for 2020 tree pruning contract for $61,980.
I'll second. We have a motion and a second to approve the contract with Sellner Tree and Shrub for $61,980. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. 11D, action on Class B beer, Class B liquor for Beyond Hospitality LLC, DBA Parker John's Barbecue and Pizza.
Vion Hospitality LLC just recently purchased the former Grazzi's Italian Grill, located at 2851 South Oneida. Is part of Grazzi's, part of the deal. Grazzi's, in your packet as reflected, surrendered their license for purposes of Parker John's Barbecue and Pizza. Jennifer and Aaron Sloma are in the audience if you have any questions for them. All licensing and fee requirements have been met.
Okay. Any questions? This is really more of a, almost a
Housekeeping.
transfer, housekeeping issue.
I'll make the motion to approve.
I'll second. Motion and a second to approve the Class B beer, Class B liquor for Beyond Hospitality LLC, doing business as Parker John's Barbecue and Pizza. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. 11E, action on Class B beer, Class B
B liquor.
liquor request for T Bacon's Barbecue LLC, DBA as T Bacon's Barbecue.
T Bacon Barbecue right now currently holds a Class B beer license at its present location at 3120 Packerland Drive. However, as recently as of today, they have signed a lease at the former Joe's Barbecue at 2052 Holmgren Way. As such, with the relocation, they also would like to upgrade their licensing from a Class B beer to that of a Class B beer, Class B liquor license. If you have any questions, Jennifer and Tom Bacon are in the audience to entertain said questions.
Before we proceed with this, one of the things I wanted to make everybody aware of, there was a request, I don't know who was all on the Public Works Committee at the time, but there was a request for a Class B beer, Class B liquor at that address a number of years ago, and it was denied. And we gave them a Class B beer and a Class C wine. Part of that was due to the size of the building. And, you know, everybody knows we don't have many liquor licenses in our village. So I just want everybody to be aware of that when we're voting here.
And I was remiss by saying Public Works and Protection voted unanimously in favor of the request.
So, anybody have any questions?
Tom, is this going to have any bearing on approved or not approved, whether you move locations?
Sir, could I have you step up to the mic, state your name and address, please, for the record?
It's Tom Bacon, 1136 South Oakland Avenue, Green Bay, Wisconsin. It was going to have a bearing on it, but now we've decided we're going to move regardless because this is just a much better location, more into set away out there by the airport. But we've been doing the beer license for 4 years, and it's, you know, I'm not saying we're entitled to nothing, but I think this would definitely help our business, you know, because there's, if you get a group of people that come out and one person wants a cocktail, they're going to go somewhere else, you know. So we're just a little David and against all these Goliath bars around us, and I think it would be fair if we had a liquor license too to bring some of them customers in, you know, which our great food is going to bring them in anyways, but.
I know that you do have a Class B beer. Do you don't have a Class C wine?
No, we never went for the wine, so.
Okay.
We do get a few people that ask for wine, but.
I didn't know that your last name was Bacon. How cool is that?
You like that?
My friend goes there quite a bit to eat,
No, I
so
didn't know
knew
his
that.
last name, though.
Yeah, yeah,
Now you know what the tea bacon is, Tom Bacon.
Yeah, okay.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know, I mean, if we, at that location, Mary, I didn't realize that, and I wasn't at the last meeting and was that presented to them as well? At Public Works?
No, I don't think so. I don't think that they were aware of the fact that that location had, and it's just that the location is small, and our Class B beer, Class B liquor they're pretty golden, we only,
heard this.
because of our small amount of residents, we only have 33 of them, so.
Well, I wasn't on that committee, so I mean, I don't know, does that change your mind at all? Those members that were on the board at all? I mean, past precedents is at that location? You guys studied more than I do.
I think the past experience there mainly was because the liquor license was never put into effect. And as far as I know, that facility didn't operate as an ongoing business.
Correct.
This would actually enhance the operation there.
What's your recommendation? I can see both sides of it.
I can see both sides. I've been a small business owner for
Yeah.
40 years. So, like I said,
Could I say something? We're just local, we're just little people here. But my plan is to put that corner back on the map like it used to be with Skips. And we're gonna be around here for a while, so if we don't get it this time, the next one that pops up, we're gonna have to come and apply again. And just keep applying, so.
How many do we have left?
that's
This
it.
would be it, to fill our quota.
And how is that quota set again?
That's the state sets that quota,
Yep.
according to your population.
In
It's
1989.
not the one that we can alter. There's one
No,
that we can alter.
yeah, we can alter the Class B beer, we can alter the Class C wine, but we can't alter this one. No, this is set. So,
Well, coming from a small business perspective here too, it's hard enough doing battle against the big boys without running into hurdles like this. But I see the other side of it too, if this is our last license. Holy cow.
If we haven't done what we, just offered a Class B beer and Class C wine to the previous owners there and denied the request for a full liquor license, I could see us approving this, but I mean, you can't do it to one and not the other. You gotta
But the
stay
one before was
consistent.
a roofing company.
Oh,
no,
was
it was for a restaurant.
It was a
They
restaurant.
were having a restaurant, yeah.
How long ago
If-
was that?
If this is denied, you will still have a beer license for that location?
Well,
Okay.
I wouldn't have a problem in issuing a Class B beer and Class C wine, I guess, or is that correct?
Yeah.
Just because that's staying consistent with what we've done in the past to that location.
Right.
And I know we got a lot of development coming, that's the only problem.
Yeah. It's a tough decision.
So if we technically deny what's right here, can we just say that, we could do a Class C wine, or do they have to go through?
You can make a motion by substitution to approve a Class B beer, Class C wine,
Okay.
using Robert's rules.
I'll make that motion. I'll make a motion that we approve a Class B beer, Class C wine license for this location.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to approve a Class B beer, Class C wine for this location. Is there more discussion?
The only reason, rationale behind it is because of the size of it, and we've done it there before. That's the only reason I would do that.
Right.
And if things change in the future that you're busting at the seams, I won't have a problem coming back, but that's my feeling on it anyways.
With new development coming up, doesn't the state allow for, as an incentive for new development, consider adding or allowing, they don't,
No, it's all based on your population.
that's it?
That's it.
Flat.
For the quota system.
The
But-
quota system.
But there are, depending upon what growth that might be, there's a 300-seat rule, like Dave and Buster's, the exception to the quota. There's certain standards for exceptions.
Okay.
There's also,
Beds and heads and beds.
well, there's also the ability to, for the village, namely yours truly, to go to like a hotel who has a Class B beer, Class B liquor. And because they have that 300-seat threshold, see if they would transfer to the exception category versus the regular Class B combo.
Well, is just for tonight's sake, if we passed a beer and wine and, and Tom, I don't know what the protocol is, but Tom still wants to go after the liquor license. So that's an option to be able to go to a hotel, and you're saying it's still a possibility in the future?
Yeah, yes. Depends on who's there. I've already talked to a local hotel about this. They were receptive, but they never provided me anything in writing, and that was last year. Also, there's a new law from a few years back that allows municipalities to contact other municipalities within a 2-mile radius to garner purchase. It's a pass-through. But everyone's holding on to their license, because I've spoken with De Pere and Green Bay on that subject matter.
So, any more discussion on this? We have a motion and a second to do Class B beer, Class C wine for T. Bacon's Barbecue. Any more discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye.
No.
Okay, 1 no. 11F, thank you.
So Tom, it sounds like there's still options for you
Yeah.
in the future.
I'll let my fingers do the dialing tomorrow.
11F, action on approval of Parks, Rec, and Forestry Ford truck pickup bid.
We have a request to purchase a new pickup truck. It would go to the park foreman. The park foreman truck then would be bumped down to the forestry department to actually replace the truck that's pulling the water wagon. That's the one that is in need of replacement. You can see the ground through the floorboards on that one. It's, what is it, a 2002, 2003, somewhere around there. So it's gotten its life. It's time to move it on, I think. We sent out bids, bid sheets, and advertised it to at least 8 dealers. We've got 5 responding. Unfortunately, it was not comparing apples to apples. Some of the people did not follow the bid specs or were not able to meet all the bid specs. Those that did were Ewald Hartford Ford and Ewald Chevy Buick. You see those at the bottom. Our recommendation, as well as Park Board, was to purchase from Ewald Hartford Ford in the amount of $29,850. That's about $175 less or more than the Chevy. But just with all of our current vehicles being Fords, talking with the mechanics, that they felt it was better to try and keep them all the same, just in terms of stocking parts and not having a lot of different things in the stock room for different vehicles. So recommendation is to purchase the 2020 truck from Ewald Hartford Ford. It's an F-250.
Move to approve.
Second.
A motion and a second to award the bid to Ewald Hartford Ford for a Ford F-250 for,
With the additional
Yes, I'm sorry, and then after the fact, we're requesting a double battery be added on just for the snow plowing operations for a total amount of $30,050.
Okay, for a total amount of $30,050. Any questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
11G, action on food truck rally resolution.
This is for our food truck rallies for the beverage tent that we have. Selling beer again, working with distributors. We had 3 of them last year, food truck rallies. We're looking at 4 this summer. They went over very well for our first year, keeping our fingers crossed that they continue to do so. So this is the resolution allowing the beverage sales to happen.
Move to approve resolution R2-1-20.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve that resolution. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
11H, action on 2020 automated refuse truck. We're buying a lot of trucks.
Hold on, here we go tonight. Approved in the 2020 budget was the replacement of our oldest, our 2010 refuse truck. Received quotes last week, Monday, on them. You can see the attached listing of quotes. Received 7 quotes total. The Envirotech New Way demo, the Loadmaster and the Bridgeport didn't meet spec. So the 4 that did meet spec were the New Way Sidewinder for $260,359. The 2 McQueens and the Peterbilt Labrie all did meet spec. The lowest quote, the Envirotech New Way Sidewinder, all of the trucks have a Peterbilt chassis, so the names of the units that you see next to them are actually the compactor units, and we currently have 3 Heil units. Getting a New Way Sidewinder would be getting a new piece of equipment or a different manufacturer. Went through and talked to Combined Locks, was a reference was provided, and then we also found the city of Detroit has a number of the Sidewinder units. So we called the mechanics out in Detroit and talked to them and got some pretty interesting information in that we run about 500 trips per day, 5 to 550 trips per day. They do 1,000 trips per day. So they do 2 shifts every day picking up garbage using these trucks. And they've had nothing but positive comments on the Sidewinder model. So it's about $13,000 less than the next lowest quote, but it takes about 9 to 10 months to manufacture. The Heil has a ready-built unit ready within 1 month. So there's about $13,000 difference, so we were balancing that versus the trucks that we have, and we don't have any concerns at this point of anything. You know, there isn't a ticking time bomb that we see on any of our trucks that would all of a sudden go that we would spend $13,000 in the course of the next few months to have to repair it. So our recommendation would be to purchase the New Way Sidewinder model for $260,359. You kind of get how I led you through that we had two lower bids, but one of them takes quite a bit longer to get here than the other. So we wanted to dig into it a little bit to make sure we weren't putting ourselves in a hole anywhere along the way, and we don't see it at this point.
I'll make a motion to approve the purchase of the 2020 automated refuse truck from Envirotech Equipment at a cost of $260,359.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the purchase of the truck from Envirotech Equipment for $260,359. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. 11I, action on 2020 tandem axle dump truck.
Hang on, folks, they only get more exciting after this one. You only got 2 more. Also in this year's budget, we had $220,000 budgeted to replace our 2001 tandem axle dump truck. Received 3 quotes. The lowest quote was from Truck Country, a Freightliner, outrigged by Monroe Truck, for $213,240. Everything met spec on it. No concerns on the mechanical end from mechanic review. So that would be our recommendation, would be to purchase the 2020 Freightliner tandem axle for $213,240.
Move to approve?
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the purchase of the Freightliner tandem axle drive truck for $213,240. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, J, action on 2020 3/4 ton pickup truck.
So this item is replacing a 1996 pickup truck and plow, currently in the fleet. So it'd be replacing with a 4-wheel drive 3/4 ton pickup truck with a plow attachment on it. Sent it out, as you see, we've got 5 quotes returned, all of them meeting spec. Ewald Ford was the low quote at $36,035. So that would be for a 3/4 ton pickup truck with the plow attachment. And the plow attachment would be put on by plow attachment, I believe they're working with Monroe Truck on that one.
I'll make a motion. Did you want to?
I got a question, but go ahead.
I'll make a motion to approve the purchase of a 2023 quarter-ton pickup truck with plow package from Ewald Automotive Group Ford at the cost of $36,035.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the purchase for $36,035. Mark?
Why won't we just get 2 of them the same if we're getting one for Park and Rec, and that's gonna have a plow package on too?
Slightly different specs, and our timing, we weren't planning on going out.
Specs on an F-250.
I'm sorry?
Air condition, how are you gonna have different specs on an F-250? They're both F-250s.
Motor size.
I have a hard time believing that there have to be different trucks, to be very honest with you, but, I mean, if we're putting a plow on it, we're gonna spend more on the Park and Rec truck than we are on the other one then, because of what the plows cost.
I believe some of the specs are different, Mark. I don't have them in front of me, and Doug and I didn't compare them, but I know, talking with Lee, there were some things on ours that we spec'd for the Park and Rec crew that they did not need in the Public Works side of it.
Okay, I just have a hard time believing that. I mean, I don't have a problem with the truck purchases and everything. It's just if you're ordering 2, sometimes you can get them better prices, and if you're getting plow packages on both of them, ordering 2 sets of plows, everything down the line, I can't imagine that there's that much difference in it. That's just my comment on it, so.
Both of them are off of state bid pricing, so they're already the best bulk pricing rate for that particular spec model. It's just that the state has a bazillion different models, and one chose one version and one chose the other, so there's not really a better price to be had out there. They end up at the same place that's the best for that particular model. Whether they do the same or not, it's different, but I don't think you're gonna end up with a better price because you bought 2 versus 1.
That's correct. Ewald is the state contractor this year, state supplier of trucks, pickup trucks, excuse me.
The only way to make their truck cheaper is for them to buy the same spec.
Understand? Bought a lot of trucks over my years, so I know that there's not that much difference in them, so,
But Mark, have you bought Ford trucks?
no. No.
Case closed. Okay. So we have a motion and a second on the 2020 3/4 ton pickup for $36,035. Any more discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? I do this every time we have trucks that we're buying, whether it's for Public Works or Park and Rec or cars for the public safety or whatever we're buying. Our mechanics do an amazing job out in the garage for us, so they keep a lot of our stuff running. So just wanted to mention that. Okay, 11K, General Fund 2019 Unaudited Financial Report. Greg.
I just wanted to come before the board, just give an update on where we stood or stand with the 2019 general fund. Back in December, I came to the board with a recommendation for the use of any excess funds, and at that time it estimated a positive variance of about $275,000. That's really what it's going to be, about the same, so there really much didn't change in that estimate. The audit is not complete. The auditors were here last week, but there's still some work that they continue to do over the next couple weeks. So if you looked at the financials, it does show that we're actually have a negative variance of $571,000. However, we had approved during the budget time the use of the remaining 2017 excess funds, and that's in the tune of $868,000 and some change. So that our current year action in itself, without that spend, is we will have excess funds available, and it isn't held against us that we're using the funds from prior years, because we had designated those or committed those for a specific use, and that's why we go through that process. So I just wanted to bring it before you to know where we're at, that those estimates were true. At the time, the board had approved the use of the first $100,000 to go towards new general ledger and building inspection software, and then the remainder would go into the employee retirement fund. So at this point in time, that's what will happen. If something were to change, the board could make a decision to reallocate those funds in the future. So any questions?
Not for me. Any questions? No? Okay.
Is there a motion?
It was informational, right?
Okay.
Yeah, informational only. Okay, number 12, items for next agenda. I have none right now. If anybody has any, call the office. Number 13, closed session items.
Closed session items. During the meeting, the village board of the Village of Ashwaubenon may convene into closed session pursuant to A, Wisconsin Statute Section 19.851E, for the purpose of possible discussion and action on deliberating or negotiating the purchase of public properties, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specified public business regarding parcel VA-46-5 and tax incremental district 3, where competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session. B, Wisconsin Statute Section 19.851E, for the purpose of possible discussion and action on deliberating or negotiating the purchase of public properties, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specified public business regarding parcel VA-1404 and tax incremental district 3, where competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session. C, Wisconsin Statute Section 19.851E, for the purpose of possible discussion and action on deliberating or negotiating the purchase of public properties, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specified public business regarding parcel VA-460-P-113 and tax incremental districts 3 and 5, where competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session. D, Wisconsin Statute Section 19.851C, for considering the employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee, including village manager and Ashwaubenon Public Safety and employee personnel over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility. E, Wisconsin Statute Section 19.851F, for the purpose of possible discussion and action on considering village manager and Ashwaubenon Public Safety employee personnel complaint and grievance matters and financial, medical, social, or personal histories or disciplinary data of specific persons, preliminary consideration of specific personnel problems, or the investigation of charges against specific persons except where parens B applies, which, if discussed in public, would be likely to have a substantial adverse effect upon the reputation of any person referred to in such histories or data or involved in such problems or investigations. F, Wisconsin Statute Section 19.851G, for the purpose of conferring with legal counsel concerning strategy with respect to village manager and Ashwaubenon Public Safety employee personnel complaint and grievance litigation, and the Deborah Burnt litigation in which it is or likely to become involved. The village board may thereafter reconvene in open session pursuant to Wisconsin Statute Section 19.852 to report the results of the closed session and consider the balance of the agenda.
Move to go to closed session.
Second.
Motion and a second to go into closed session. Roll call, please.
Trustee Allison Williams.
Yes.
Trustee Zerbal.
Yes.
Trustee Mark Williams. Trustee Melchesky.
Yes.
President Kardasky.
Yes,
We are in closed session.
thank you.